Alright, I'm starting to get in some of the parts I ordered. This is today's haul from the US mail, and it's going to get me started. I got some lenses for the rear tail light, or rear turn signals. I got a gasket for the carburetor. I got the rubber gaskets and screws for the rear tail light, or rear turn signals. Definitely want to call them tail lights. I got the one oil seal that I didn't have for the engine. I got a set of standard size rings for the piston. And I got the two pieces that go underneath the carburetor. So I'm all set to start putting some things back together. Well, it's no wonder that I didn't have any compression. These rings are just totally stuck in the grooves. And they don't want to come out. Let's try this one. Yeah, they're going to have to be forcefully removed. I don't know how that happens. But we'll get on it, and we'll get her done. And we should be in good shape. All right, well, the weather's pretty nice out. In the mid-50s right now, going up into the 70s. So I thought I'd get back onto this little AT3. I've done some work. I didn't film it, but this what they call a governor was completely locked up. I had another one, but it was in pieces. So I took parts from both and put this together. So these arms swing out like they're supposed to, and the springs bring them back in like they're supposed to. So this is all in working order right now. I put in new brushes in the motor generator here. We'll put this guy back in. And it's gripping good. All right. So to get this back on after I put the new brushes in, which were about 3 times longer than the ones that were in there, I had to pull the brushes back out, and then the spring, once you get them out a certain distance, then the little spring that comes around and holds them down will actually hold them in the out position, so you can get this piece back over the armature inside. So that's all done. All I have to do is give these a little push with something, and the new brushes will snap into the area on the armature where they ride. All right, I'm going to try and get in here, see if I can get in close enough so I can show you what I mean about pulling the brushes out, and so you can get in there, get this stator assembly back on. All right, here's one of the brushes right, let me get something to point with, right here. So this one has been pulled out. If you look down here, this little area right there is the spring. This part is the brushes, and I've pulled them out until that spring holds them out. Now if I push them back in, then that spring pushes down on them now instead of holding them out. Now we'll put this back in and torque it down to whatever the specification is, and I don't really know right now, but I'm going to have to go find out. So I'll come back once I find that out. Alright, we need to get the wires hooked up to the right places. This black one is the ground. Goes down here right to the plate, the stator plate. Okay, and these show all the colors up here. You got light green, brown or orange, then dark green, and then white. So we'll start down at this end, and I believe the white will be right here. Now that phenolic piece underneath is cracked, but I don't think that'll make a difference. It's just a matter of tying these things together. All right. Dark green actually is the one that goes to the points and condenser. And then the light green is the starter lead. Whichever it is, should go here on the second one. Right next to the starter motor. Okay. All right, we need to put a little grease in there. The cam that the points ride on is a little bit chewed up. So let me get some grease and put it in there, and then we'll change out the piston, put the new rings on it, and clean it up, and put the cylinder on. And I'm still waiting for a new cylinder head, because the one I had, somebody had tightened it down on a piece of junk or something in there, and it actually put a groove right in the cylinder head, so I don't want to trust that to hold compression. Well, I got this all back together. The engine turns over well. I got the new rings, and I got the piston cleaned up and the new rings installed on it, and was getting ready to put the cylinder back on, and found out that my base gasket down here was the wrong gasket. So I'm not much good at making gaskets, so I went ahead and ordered one, and I guess this will be on hold until the new one gets here. Well, we got this gas cap here. It's not in the best shape. We're going to try and fix it up a little bit. See what we can do. Alright, first thing is there's a E-clip right here. We're going to try and get that out. If we can, that might be difficult. spring off of there. Be gone. Nope, we got it. I don't know if you saw that or not. Hopefully I'll put it over this way a little bit. Okay, so this piece here is actually supposed to have one of these around the outside. So we're going to take this over on the wire brush over there. See if we can't clean it up a bit. There's also, all right. Wow. It's pretty bad shape. Let's see what we can do. All right, so there's two pieces here. We need to separate them. That comes apart. And we'll take that over and then inside here is this rubber piece. But it's more like solid plastic now. But we got it. And we got a mess in here. So we're going to take this over and use it on the wire wheel again. Okay, well, we got it kind of cleaned up on the outside, but you can see down in here it's still pretty ratty. And down here, can't get in there. And then around here, there's all kinds of bad stuff. I think that's the remains of this piece here. So, we're going to use a little bit smaller one. Wire brush to get in there. And here we go. All right. Oops. Okay, we'll use it on a slower speed. And we'll get right down in there and see if we can get some of that rust out. Even though it's dry as a bone, I can still smell that bad gas wire brush is bringing up. Okay, that one's in pretty good shape. And this one. This gas cap goes on my AT3 I'm working on. I keep forgetting that you're pointing in the other direction over there, but there we go. Alright, so that's cleaned up. Let's see what we can do with the inside of this gas cap. Some of that rubber has bonded right to that metal post there. I think we're going to need to do a little scraping in there. The end of that looks weird. Looks like it was eaten up with something. Cap itself isn't too bad. Got a few pits in it. Might be a little futile effort there trying to clean up that spring. I'm going to try a different head on this. Try that. Let me shut that off. Let's put one of these on there. It's a fiber type stuff. Oh yeah, that's working. Of course, it's throwing it all right in my face, but that's not bad. I don't know what it's throwing in my face, if it's pieces of that wheel or if it's whatever's on that spring. That's pretty well done, I think. Clean this up a little more. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, I need to scrape this residual piece of this rubber off of here. So we'll get our old handy pocket knife out. Oh yeah. Yeah, it just shatters. It's supposed to be rubber, but need to turn this a little bit, I think. I keep taking you out of the frame. I think it's got a pretty wide frame, so probably covering it anyway. Yeah, I can't actually get in there. Okay, now all we got to do is figure out one thing I do know is that this rubber holds these two together. I'm going to take this out for now because we get the spring goes in there like that, and I believe this goes down like that. And then all we got to do is hold that down until we can get this in. Get this E-clip in. I don't know. Okay, that's in. Somehow I'm just not happy with that. But I think it'll work. So we have it all sealed up now. We got a new rubber seal on the outside. We got a seal on the inside. And what that prevents the gas from coming out through the tank, but it lets the air out through the I don't know if you can see that little tiny hole right there. There's also a hole in the rubber underneath that lets the air go through. So that way you don't build up a vacuum in your gas tank and stop the gas from flowing. So that one's about done. I'm not real happy with that E-clip. I don't know if it's, I guess it's going to hold. I probably got some more someplace. Just doesn't seem like it's in there all the way. But I guess it is. All right, so we're done with that. This is a little thing I made up to block out the petcock hole. A piece of rubber when I'm putting either vinegar or evapor rust in the tank to clean it out. So I guess I'll put this back in there, and that's ready to go on the tank. I'll show you the tank here in a minute. It's not painted yet. I've been working on it, trying to, it had a big dent in one side. So, we got that. Now let's go take a look at that tank. I'll go over that. I may put another skim coat on it and of Bondo. I got the dent out as good as I could, and it'll look pretty good when I get done with it.